Hi, I'm Jill Murr. I found Preferred Living Solutions in 2009 when my mom was sick. I was in my early 30s and I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, both boys at the time. I was teaching full time. My mom was sick with breast cancer and she was in her early 60s. She had breast cancer from the time I was in high school all the way through my 30s. And she was really sick and was not able to stay at home. My dad was doing the best he could to keep her at home, but it really wasn't working very well. So we had put her in a skilled nursing facility. I didn't know how to find one or what to do or anything, so I just kind of went with what the hospital gave me, just a plain list of skilled nursing facilities that were available in the area. I used that list, I picked one, it seemed fine. I didn't know any kind of questions to ask or what to look for. So that's where she was for 1 week, and in a week she had fallen and broken her hip. She was rushed back to the hospital. They did hip surgery, and when the doctor came out, they said even though she was in her 60s, she had only about 6 months to live because of in between the breast cancer and the falling and breaking her hip. She only had 6 months, and then they said, you're going to need to find a skilled nursing facility for her to go to. And I thought, I have just done that a week ago, and obviously I felt like I had done a really bad job. I didn't know what to do. And my brother actually found an ad and said, advertisement, he said, you know, I don't know what care management is, but I think our family could use that. If you could call the number for Preferred Living Solutions, you know, maybe they can help you. So that's what I did, and I did a consultation and said, my mom was still in the hospital at the time, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I felt like I had done a bad job of picking something. Unfortunately, it wasn't that I had done a bad job, it was I wasn't equipped with the questions that I needed to have answered in order to proceed with an educational kind of knowledge to move forward and pick the right place. So instead of having that blank list that I had before from when leaving the hospital that the social work gave me, I had Preferred Living Solutions as a care manager. They took, instead of that list, they took their knowledge and their information and their connections within the community and picked a different skilled nursing facility. Ironically, it was not one I would have picked. By visually looking at it, it was in an older building. It had been there for years. It wasn't pretty and fancy and, you know, just amazingly beautiful like when you walk into some, but I realized that just because of the beauty, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was good care. That was my personal experience. It doesn't mean that's going to be everybody's experience, but the knowledge that they had, they were able to pick a different one, and it was amazing. My mom was there for 5 months before she passed away. She was 64 years old when she died. She had amazing care for those 5 months that I probably would have never found without having a care manager. I didn't know what to look for, so it was amazing. Because we knew my mom was going to pass, the other thing they helped with was we already had funeral arrangements planned. I knew I wanted to speak at my mom's funeral, so I was able to write my speech. I even bounced my speech off of them. When she did pass away, it was the night before my oldest son's first day of kindergarten. So it was really hard for me. I had also had a bilateral mastectomy myself because I was trying to prevent what had happened with my mom with breast cancer. So I was sick, my child was starting kindergarten, my mom passed away, and they were there for me the entire time. They helped with the funeral, helped with all the arrangements, even helped me with what do I do once she's passed. I have my dad and everything's great with my dad at the moment, but how do I proceed? I had never, what do you do with you have a will, okay, what do you do with that? Helped me with the process with the clerk of court, all that kind of things that I had never experienced before in my early 30s with 2 small children and had just had a mastectomy myself. Then fast forward to now, it's been 10 years, it's 2018, and my dad's in his mid-80s, and he's doing great. He lives at home, lives alone. I take care of all of his finances, but I was feeling the stress of now having a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, and my dad needing just a little more care going to the doctor. He wasn't able to relay exactly what the doctor would say back to me. What, you know, they would change a medicine, but he wasn't sure what they changed. And he was just kind of struggling with that kind of thing. He's had 3 heart attacks. He's amazing. He still lives at home, like I said, and he didn't need the same kind of support that I needed when my mom, that care management helped with Preferred Living Solutions, but he needed a different kind of care. I needed more of the help. I needed somebody that could not even take him necessarily to the doctor's appointments, but to go in with him and take the notes and then relay it to me, make sure that he was taking the right medication. If they said, oh, just half the pills that you have because you're taking 40 milligrams of something, they wouldn't necessarily give him another prescription. They would just say half it or double it. And if he got home, could he remember that? Did he hear it correctly? Because of his hearing impaired, even with his hearing aid. So Preferred Living Solutions for me, basically, when I first did it, it was very like a scary, traumatic onset of what was going on in my life. And it was like I was ready to just fall apart. And then I already knew the benefit of it. So this time with my dad, I took the benefit a lot earlier and made sure that I knew I needed help. I didn't wait till the very last minute of it was a catastrophe and it was already happening. I called ahead of time because I knew the benefit of it. So that's how I met Preferred Living Solutions. I've known them now for 9, 10 years, something like that, and 9 going on 10 years, and it's been amazing. I honestly don't know how I could have made it through with my parents without them.